Today I want to talk to you about hands. Hello starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. I make videos to inspire you to be the best version of yourself and live your dreams. And also to bring a little bit of glamour and health into everyday life. So by now, I'm sure you've heard the importance of washing your hands. And I can't emphasize that enough. Washing your hands is super important with everything that is going on nowadays. And I mean, there's a lot of scary stuff going on, and washing our hands is so important. But one of the consequences of that is dry hands. So I'm a big hand washer anyway, but with all of this stuff going on, the hand washing has gotten to another level. At least with me, like it's almost turning into a mental illness level of OCD hand washing. Now, I am lucky that I don't have very dry skin. My skin is naturally oily, but my skin has been getting really dry and cracked from all of the hand washing. And the fact that we're not only being told to wash our hands, but it's being emphasized that we use specific alcohol-based antibacterial soaps, which are very harsh on the hands. So I figured, you know what, if my hands are starting to feel really dry and cracked, other people must be having that problem too. And I figure I want my channel to be a place where people can come and be entertained, but I also would like to make videos that can help you in any way possible. And the fact that I have been a beauty channel for so long, and I do have a background in, beauty and stuff, I just figured if I can make this video to give my suggestions of things that you can do to help take care of your hands, then I mean, it was a no-brainer for me to sit down and film this. Now you might be thinking, well, you know what, in times like this, why do I care if my hands look dry and gross? There's bigger problems in the world. And that's not completely wrong, but I have two things to say about that. For one, how you feel about yourself, and when you look down at your hands, when you look in the mirror at your skin, like when you look at yourself, that has a big impact on your mental health, which can seriously affect your physical health as well. Doing things that make you feel beautiful is important. So basically, it is not superficial for you to care about how you look, because how you look and how you feel you look is totally tied to how you feel inside, and it's just like it's all connected. So I don't want you to ever feel like you're being superficial or insensitive to other people's feelings if you want to do something that makes yourself feel beautiful and feel good and feel pampered and feel special, because it's more important than just the surface of making your skin feel soft. For two, it actually is a safety issue. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a nurse, I'm not in the medical profession, but I have been in the beauty industry, and I do also have common sense. And if you think about it, if your hands start to get really raw, and your skin gets really exposed and really rough, and especially if your skin gets so dry that it starts to crack, so you start having actually open wounds essentially on your hands. And when you have cuts or any kind of like open skin on your hands, it makes you so much more susceptible to any kind of germ or anything that's going on. So washing your hands is obviously super important. It is number one, and you don't want to skimp on that today. I can't emphasize that enough. But actually taking care of your hands and making sure that they feel soft and smooth, and that they're not dry and they're not cracked, that's also crucial for protecting yourself from everything that's going on in the world. So, I don't want you to just fluff it off and say, I'm just gonna wash my hands, and if they get dry, they get cracked. That's just a consequence, because yes, washing your hands is important, and not touching your face, all those things are super important that they're telling you, but you also want to care for your skin, because that's also a health and safety issue as well. So I'm just going to mention to you the things that I've tried that I currently use for hand care, things that I really like and really enjoy. For my skin is more oily. If your skin is more dry, you may need something stronger and something heavier. I actually have tried a lot of hand creams, and the one that I go back to and love and just cannot get enough of, and this just it does wonders for my skin. It's the C.O. Bigelow Chapped Hands Remedy. Its main ingredient is glycerin. That's like their main active ingredient. I mean, it's specifically for chapped hands. It's fragrance-free, no artificial colors. For me, that's super important. I've tried to actually go through all of my skincare products and make sure that they had no fragrance or artificial colors in them, because for me, I just feel like they really irritate my skin. And I would highly recommend that you check your ingredients list, and you know, you may not be as sensitive to it, but honestly, especially if your hands are starting to feel irritated, avoiding fragrances and avoiding like artificial colors and stuff like that, it'll help. Trust me, it'll help. Now, usually for me, this is the key, and this usually works great for me. I would highly recommend, like, I use this at night, rub it on my hands, a little bit thicker, but then I'm sleeping. If I feel like I've gotten a little bit too much on, or I feel like I really need something more intense, sleep gloves. I didn't actually grab my sleep gloves, but I think you can get them pretty much anywhere. You know, if you, I mean, especially if you were in an industry, you know, maybe the healthcare industry or something, or you're working with the public and you're washing your hands constantly. I know a lot of times people wear gloves, but you know, gloves can irritate your hands too. I highly recommend getting a really great hand cream and rubbing it, you know, a real thick layer on your hands at night and putting gloves in. Just, it will do wonders for your hands. Just saying, that might not be for everyone, but the gloves do help because they keep you from actually rubbing all of the hand cream off your hands while you're sleeping, and it also prevents the hand cream from like getting on your sheets and stuff. Now, if this does not work, this is a controversial suggestion, I realize, and there's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to hate on this. Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream. The reason why it's controversial is because its main ingredient is petroleum, and I know that that is very controversial, and I've heard a lot of people that have just said that this is just overpriced Vaseline. You know, if you actually look at the ingredients and you actually break it down, maybe that's true. I don't know. I just know that anytime my skin has any kind of, like, if my skin actually does get really dry and red on my hands, or if my lips get chapped or anything, if I put this on, this is like a miracle product, and I don't get that same effect with Vaseline, so I don't think this is just the same thing. But you know, if you want to try Vaseline, I don't recommend using Vaseline as a moisturizer. It's not great for your skin, and I know there's a lot of controversy around petroleum and whether or not that's safe or whatever to use like around your mouth area. I don't actually use this on my lips anymore. I have a different product that I use that's actually like food safe on my lips. But this is, if I have like a really dry skin patch somewhere, like usually like on the back of my hand, sometimes my knuckles get really dry, I put this on, like I'll usually at night, or you know, whenever it sort of feels like it, I just sort of rub it on those areas, and this just, I'm telling you, and I know like there's a lot of controversy. Some people are anti-petroleum and some people think it's just overpriced. I mean, honestly, but one bottle of this will last me like forever because I only use it to like spot treat certain areas. But if your hands are really bad, you could rub it all over your hands too. I mean, that is an option. One thing I will say, actually a couple things I will say about this. I get the fragrance free. I got the fragrance free even before I kind of was ridding my whole skincare routine of fragrances, because I used to use this on my lips, and the one that has fragrance in it tastes horrible. The one that's fragrance free doesn't really have much taste to it, but when I use this on my lips, it just tasted horrible, and I don't particularly like the scent of the one with fragrance in it. So I specifically look for the fragrance free version. There is a rumor, I don't know how this is, if this is true or what, that this original formula was actually made for treating horses with like windburn. I don't know if that's just an urban myth or whatever, but like this stuff is amazing. Another note, which has nothing to do with hands, but I just want to throw this out there because again, I don't use this on my lips anymore. Although if I get really desperate and my lips do get really chapped, I will go back to this sometimes. But I try not to let that happen. But if you do happen to get sick, whether it be you're just getting seasonal allergies or you just have a regular cold or something and you're blowing your nose a lot and your nose gets really red, I rub this like in the spots under my nose when my nose is getting red, and this is just, It helps it keeps the skin around my nose from getting like really dry and rough, because we all know how miserable that can feel. So yeah, I know this is a controversial product in the beauty world, but it's been a miracle product for me, so I really had to shout it out and I had to tell you about it. You can use it at your own discretion, but I had to mention it because I love it so much. I don't actually use this on my hands, but I did want to shout this out because I actually use this as a foot cream, because I just feel like I like the way that this sits better on my feet. But if this is something that you have easier access to, I do really like this. It's the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. So, you know, I don't use this specifically on my hands because the texture, I just feel like it feels better for my feet than my hands, but that's just personal preference. I do really love this. If I have any areas like on my skin or my body that I just feel are getting really dry, I'll use this because it's just a very First Aid Beauty, I love their products because they're just they're just so they're gentle on the skin, and you know, this has, you know, like oatmeal, and it's like good for people with like eczema and stuff like that. So like I just wanted to give this, it's calming. It's got ceramides and eucalyptus oil and oatmeal, and it's got all kinds of great stuff in it that, you know, is all great for your skin. Another thing for cuticles, I have been a huge fan of the C&D solar oil since my cosmetology school days, which was a really long time ago, and I don't even really want to think about how long ago that was. But yeah, I've been using this off and on forever. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I love this. You know, I just rub it on my cuticles at night. It really helps with dryness, because your cuticles can get really dry and cracked, especially if you're washing your hands all the time. So I think just rubbing like a nice nail oil on your hands can really help. I'm actually not a fan of oils on the hands, like just for the skin themselves. They just don't work for me. If they work for you, I know some people are like, coconut oil is a miracle worker. Coconut oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, stuff like that doesn't work well on my skin as an actual moisturizer, but I do like using the oil on my cuticles specifically. If oil-based products work for you and on your skin as a moisturizer, that's great, go for it. But I like rubbing you know, oil on my cuticles, sort of like dab it right on the cuticles and just rub it in. I don't actually know how expensive this is. I'll try to link it below if I can find it online. I'm not really sure of the pricing because I've always bought this wholesale because I'm a beauty professional. I'm still licensed, so I can usually buy this, you know, wholesale price. So I don't know like how this ranks expensive wise. I do really like this specific product, but I do know that the main ingredient in here is almond oil. So if you are on a budget, I mean, this has like other things in it that make it a little bit better than just using the almond oil. But if you really feel like, you know what, like my cuticles are dry, I just don't have the money to spend on stuff, or you want to invest more in you know, pricier, you know, hand cream or something like that, because like that's your big concern right now, then maybe just getting like some really inexpensive almond oil or something. Coconut oil might work. I don't particularly like coconut oil for that purpose because I feel like it gets really messy and it's thicker and greasier. That's just me, but you know what, like this I think is mostly almond oil. Jojoba oil is probably pretty good. Jojoba oil is very close to your natural skin oil, so that's a good product to maybe try in your cuticles and stuff. So you can usually get those less expensive than a mixture like this. So I'll try to link below anything that I can find online that I can show you, so you can you know, see what you can find and I can help you out, because obviously you can't go to the store and get the stuff in most places nowadays. Hey guys, so I wanted to throw this clip in because I just realized I forgot to mention this when I actually filmed the video. But if you're like me and you're obsessed with the skincare you use on your face, you probably have a really great face cream. And this is actually my favorite face cream, which is the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drenched Cloud Cream. I am obsessed with this. If you have like oily but dehydrated skin on your face, this is the ultimate in face cream. I go through this stuff like water, literally. Haha, water. When I'm rubbing it on my face, it's obviously still on my hands because I put it on with my hands. And I actually will rub it into my hands and leave it on my hands a little bit after I rub it on my face, just to kind of give my hands a little extra moisture. So I wanted to throw this in because that's something you can do obviously with this if you're looking for a really good face moisturizer. or any face moisturizer that you're using, when you do actually put it on your face, just spend a little bit of time rubbing it into your hands after, and maybe don't wash your hands like immediately, because hopefully you've washed them before you started washing your face, and then just sort of like let that sink in for a little bit. Maybe don't touch anything right away, just so that your hands can just sort of like enjoy some of the moisture, and it's just sort of like a quick way, because it's probably already on your hands anyway from rubbing it onto your face, so that's just like a little extra treat for your hands, is just rubbing your favorite face moisturizer onto them for a little bit after you've washed your face, and you know, quick, easy way to add a little bit of moisture to your hands. So yeah, those are the hand care products that I really love, that I find really helpful, and I just feel like, you know, nowadays, like, yes, washing your hands, wash your hands, don't touch your face, super, super important, but I think it's also really important to actually take care of our hands. You know, it's not just for beauty, although, you know, that should be reason enough, but it's also for our health and safety, and, you know, it's also, our hands do a lot for us, and I really think it's important that we, you know, we take good care of them, because, you know, we don't take care of things, you know, they're not good to us. So if you want your hands to be good to you, you got to be good to your hands. That was very philosophical. Yeah, I hope this video really helped you out, and if you have any hand care products that you really love, especially if you have drier skin, because I don't, so I don't have as many products to recommend for drier skin. So if you have drier skin and you have any hand care products that you recommend, leave them in the comments below, and if you're looking for recommendations, look in the comments below, see what other people are suggesting. So yeah, I hope to kind of, you know, maybe make this video a place where people can feel like they can go as a resource for hand care, because hand care is, it's really important right now. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you did enjoy this video and you found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. You know, share it, leave a comment. If there are any other videos that you want to see that you would find helpful, let me know, because I want to make stuff. I want to make stuff that entertains you, but I also want to make stuff that will be helpful to you. So I'm really kind of hoping to create a balance of both. So yeah, I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope you're washing your hands. I hope you're taking care of your hands. Yeah, I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and you know, that we're all looking out for each other, because, you know, as a world, we're all sort of in this together. So yeah, I wish you all so much safety, so much health. If you want to be an everyday starlet, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.